Hello, I am Jordan, the counselor, LMFT, LPC supervisor for both, and I hold a PhD in family therapy. Today, you're watching my series on experiential therapy with a woman who is afraid of her therapist. I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to dive right in. Let's take a look.
Imagination. It's a big difference. Now do this again. Again. How do you feel now?
I don't know.
Playing stupid.
Playing stupid. So, this is Fritz Perls. He's a famous experiential therapist. And he's one of the people who they based some therapy models off of, right? Modern experiential therapy, in some ways, is built off of his work. Neurolinguistic programming is built off of his work. So is I can't think of the other sort of stuff, but he does a lot of chair work. And so far, this client has not been happy with him. She has felt sort of pushed around by him, and he, at this point, does more of the same. Calls her stupid. Right? Says that she's playing stupid instead of answering his question. There's some techniques from this that I would use, but most of this I would not use. For instance, having the client sort of repeat something that they just did that's emotionally evocative. He just asked her to repeat this sigh. I might ask someone to do that, but I would not do it in this context. Let's watch this again.
How do you feel now? Again. How do you feel?
When you want someone to explore an experience that seems emotionally relevant, having them say it again and do it again can be very helpful. Um, the problem I have with this intervention is the timing. With someone who's already antagonistic towards you, I wouldn't ask her to do more of this. I wouldn't be this directive, and I definitely would not follow up my intervention and ask for her to do this again by calling her or implying that she's being stupid. That would probably not go over well with the client. The other side of this is, let's say that a client is sort of crying, but they aren't talking about why they're what they're feeling, right? I have a image of a tape I watched of this woman. She's crying, and the therapist says, and then the woman takes a deep breath, and the therapist says, like, what do you notice on the inside? And the client says, I just feel like I'm finally able to like let some of these things go. And the therapist says, say that again, and just like really own it. She says, I can really let this go. So that's an example of how I might use this same technique in a different scenario. So not a bad technique, but not the best timing.
Feel now.
I don't know.
Playing stupid.
I'm not playing stupid. I
You
don't
see,
know
I
the
don't
right
know.
answer.
This is playing stupid.
I think that this silence we're seeing from this client is what researchers call a disengaged silence. It's the silence that happens in the aftermath of an alliance rupture. And it's not that she doesn't know, it's that she's withdrawing from the therapy because she doesn't want to engage with you anymore. Let's watch that again.
Playing stupid.
I don't know.
Playing stupid.
I'm not playing stupid. I
You
don't
see,
know
I
the
don't
right
know.
answer.
So she immediately gets angry. Um, it's not rocket science what's going on here, but it's not going super well.
This is playing stupid. You did something with your hair there. Is by any chance something in my hair what you object to?
No.
No. Okay.
No, but Your hair and your features go along with the feeling I had about you earlier. I had a feeling I could be afraid of you. And you're the type of person that seems like you demand so much respect and you're.
Please play Fritz. I demand so much respect. Play this Fritz you just saw.
Well, you know how smart I am. I know more about psychology than you do, Gloria. So anything I say, of course, is right.
Can you say the same as Gloria? Something similar as Gloria. What's the same act as Gloria? I demand respect because.
I don't know.
You don't
No, I don't. I identify it with my father, but not me. I don't feel I demand respect.
You don't demand respect.
No.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, I'd like more. I'd like you to respect me more.
Now you see, so you demand respect.
All right, yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, if I could demand respect from you, I would.
But do it. Who's preventing you except yourself?
Because I feel if I get myself out on the corner, you're going to let me just drown. You're not going to help me one bit. And I know that I can't quite come up to standards with you.
What should I do when you're in the corner?
Encourage me to come out.
Ah, you don't have enough courage to come out by yourself. You need somebody pull little mamsel in distress out of a corner.
Yes.
So any.
It's like kind of funny, only because it's like kind of cringe. I mean, this is what got me, I think, with code as mocking, which is one of the subtypes of contempt. Oh, you're like this poor damsel in distress. You need me to sort of pull you out of this corner. Like, geez, not great. I'm always shocked when I watch this tape at how much Gloria the client is going along with what he's talking about. She if he asks her to do an exercise, like a small intervention, repeat this, you be Fritz, she genuinely does it. And I'm not entirely sure why. I think some of it has to do with the fact that she's on camera, and maybe the power differential. But yeah, I'm always a little surprised that she does as much as she does with him.
Time you want somebody to pay attention to you, call into a corner and wait till the rescuer comes.
Yes, that's exactly what I'd like.
And this is what I call phony.
Pardon me?
This is what I call phony.
Why is it phony? I'm admitting to you what I am. How is that a phony?
That is a phony because it's a trick, it's a gimmick to call into a corner and wait there till somebody comes to your rescue.
I'm admitting it. I know what I'm doing. I'm not being phony. I'm not pretending I'm so brave. I resent that. I feel like you're saying unless I come out openly and stand on my own, I'm not a phony. Baloney. I'm just as real sitting in that corner as I am out here all by myself.
But you're not sitting in that corner.
Well, not now. And besides that, it's like passing judgment when you call me phony. I just hate that anyway.
Now we're getting somewhere. I call anybody phony who puts on an act. And if you like somebody and you want to meet this person, to go to this person, tell him, I would like to meet you, I would call not phony. But if you coyishly go into that corner, waiting to be rescued, this I call phony. This I call phony.
And I still think you're judgmental. You know what? I have a feeling you've never felt this way in your life. You feel so secure that you don't have to feel. Anybody that does something like this, you're going to pass judgment on their being a phony. Well, I resent it.
Good. Now play Fritz passing judgment.
You are. You're sitting up there in your big old
Fritz,
chair.
I am Fritz. I pass judgment. Pass judgment on me now.
I don't feel close to you at all, Dr. Perls.
This is the first time she kind of refuses to not do the enactments he's asking her to do. I think that's a big, I think it speaks to how degraded the therapeutic alliance has become, where she's not even doing those acronyms anymore. There's something else here that I can't quite put my finger on. I have to come back to it when I see it. Let's see if I can, if it strikes me in the next minute or so.
I feel that's phony. I feel like you're playing one big game.
Right.
This is what it is. In modern emotion theory, when it comes to therapy, you have different kinds of emotion. And I don't mean like you have anger and you have sadness. I mean, you have different kinds of anger, different kinds of sadness. You have healthy anger and unhealthy unhealthy anger. You have healthy sadness, you have unhealthy sadness. And Fritz is sort of assuming that if she's saying, hey, I'm in this corner, I need more support, that is unhealthy. And I think modern society, modern therapy world has completely flipped, where at least in pop culture, we sort of assume, oh, if someone is sad, that's always a good thing. But there is unhealthy sadness. There is sadness that people use in order to like manipulate us and get us to do something. And I think that that distinction, being able to to decipher the two, is a really important skill for therapists. So how do you know if this emotion is helpful and healthy or unhealthy? And there's two things you can sort of say. One, unhealthy emotions are often pointed at the other person. You made me angry, you did this. And unhealthy emotions often have a subtext of some sort of negative self-evaluation. I'm so sad, I'm so weak, I'm broken, something's wrong with me. Right? They have a tinge of shame. The other side of that, healthy emotions are usually about us and our needs. I'm sad, and I would really like it if you could be here with me. I'm angry, and my rights are being violated, and that's not okay by me. And being able to distinguish the two is really, really helpful. I see this most often with parenting, right? Um, People fall into one of two camps. The kid will be crying, and sometimes the kid will really be in genuine sadness. And one person is like, yeah, it'll be fine, suck it up. And the other partner is like, that's horrible. We can't do that. You know? But then on the flip side, when the kid is sort of doing crocodile tears and, no one likes me and woe is me, the other partner will come in and try to comfort, but it doesn't get any better. It just gets worse. You know, the kid continues to fall apart until you give them the ice cream, and then the kid is fine. And so being able to separate out those two, healthy emotions and unhealthy emotions, is a really, really important skill for us to train therapists and probably to train our clients as well. Look, if you enjoy these sorts of breakdowns, I do these regularly. You can subscribe to my newsletter at jordanthecounselor/subscribe, jordanthecounselor.com/subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.